be willing to be normal and be a person, because let's face it, we might look up to a movie star, but in general, we get along best with the people that are real.
Hey, Authentic Influencers. I am so excited. Today we have Andria True on with us, and she is another one of our Facebook party experts. And I'm so excited to have her come on and talk about how she does Facebook parties and how you can learn some really great gold nuggets from her. So, Andria, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here. I'm excited.
Yeah, so fun. Well, I would love to hear how you got into network marketing and how you got into this whole Facebook party realm that we're going to be talking about.
So as our kids got older, I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but as they got older and my youngest was 3, I thought, all the other kids are in school and he's lonely, and I'd really like to make some extra money because I feel like we're always okay, but we're not ever able to get ahead. That always kind of bothered me. So I took on some babysitting from a neighbor across the street, and that was a friend of my son's. And so it worked out okay. And then after about a year, I'm like, this is a lot of work and hard. And I started to think what jobs I might like, and everything I could think of meant me leaving the house and me not being home. And what if I had a sick child? And at the time, I had a friend that had just announced she was going to be selling paparazzi. I had been familiar with the jewelry from years ago because I have a nickel allergy and tried it and loved it and just hadn't found a consultant in years and wore the same jewelry for 5 years. When I found out, I thought, well, I'm going to watch her Facebook Live and just see what this is. I don't know. I've never watched a Facebook Live. And so I did, and it was so fun. And I felt like I reconnected with her. It was like a high school friend. And I loved the jewelry. I loved the whole Facebook part of it, live part of it. I wasn't a big spender, but it was like I wanted to be there. And I'd even be driving my kids to dance and have it on and be every stoplight trying to see if it would come on. So one day it just kind of hit me, I could do this. I love to talk, and pretty much a Facebook Live is you talking and nobody else. So I'm like, that might work well for me. I love people. And I love the jewelry. So it kind of started to come into my mind. But I'll admit, I have been asked to join multi-level marketing before and just never felt good about it. Never wanted to. I didn't want to be that person bugging people. So I kind of held off. And I kept getting this nudge. And finally I talked to my husband about it. And he's like, I think you'd be good at it. Let's look into it. So we did. And it was just one of those things where it just kept coming to me. So I thought, I'm just going to take the plunge. I called my friend, took a couple days to figure it out, and I just took the plunge.
So now you're doing lots of Facebook parties, especially now with COVID. That is the best way really to get people eyeballs on your stuff. So Why don't you walk me through how you do a Facebook party and how you set it up and what you do at your parties?
Okay. So it's pretty much what I would call a show. So paparazzi, most of the consultants, that's what they're encouraged to do. It really is the best way to sell since they kind of started the Facebook Live. But a lot of it's algorithm, getting your algorithm going, and you know all about that. Mm-hmm. So that takes a lot of effort. So I would say the first few months I was, starting, I did a lot on Facebook, just posting and commenting on people's posts and just trying to build that up. Now, I was already big on Facebook anyway. I actually don't even get on Instagram, but I already was really connecting with people anyway. That's kind of me anyway. But I just spent a little more time on there. So that's kind of how you get started. I'll basically send out a little, not invitation, but just an announcement that I'm doing a live that night. And I send it out early in the morning so you get people from all over the US. And then usually I'll do an engagement post that day, a couple hours later. I space out my posts every couple hours so people can see them. And do an engagement post. And usually I can get anywhere from 50 to 100 comments on the engagement post. I make sure I comment back, get all that going. And that really gets things moving. And then I just start my live show, and it allows you on your personal profile, it allows you to invite people. But everybody that has liked your page or follows your page will get a notification to come and join. So I have women that get on every week without fail. They are there. They want to be there. And then I probably have, I don't know, maybe 100 customers over the last year that come on and off. Start the live. I have all the jewelry organized on a spreadsheet. So I know how many I have of each piece. I have it all right there on trays. And then I just show a piece and have a number with it, and they can comment the number they want. I put their name on it and they got it, and I show it on a mannequin. I show it up to me. Like, I do different things like that. But the best thing is that those people, I'm connecting with them, even though I am the only one talking, they're messaging, and some of them have become friends off of my lives because they get to know each other on the live. You have connections there that get people on. So it's not just that they love the jewelry. It's that they come and they feel welcomed and like they have friends there. And I think that's what's so great about these lives, is that you're really forming connections with people. I have so many friends now that I didn't even know before, that I consider, like, I'm messaging them during the week and checking on them, and they're checking on me, and it's amazing. So the other thing is, the longer you're on, the more comments you get and the better your algorithm gets. So that really helps you in the long run. And there's all those women that, and there's men too, but mostly women that are laying in bed and can't sleep, and they just start searching the internet or type in paparazzi lives or whatever. And so you're getting new people you wouldn't get if you were just on for 2 hours. It's actually to your benefit if you can stay on longer. I know I've had consultants under me before that are really, they want to get on and get off. They do not like it. It's like they sell that way because it's a good way, but it's not enjoyable to them and it scares them. And they just don't get as many people on because it's just, maybe 10 people decide to get on at 10 at night instead of 8 at night. Mm-hmm. So it's to your benefit to stay on as long as you can.
Gotcha. So you just make sure you have enough content to cover to stay on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I could ever do a 4-hour long live.
I admit I get up, because I'm in my 40s. So I admit I get up and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can move anymore. So it's not like it doesn't wear me out. Like I'm done and I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I've started to do them a little bit shorter, start them earlier and end a little earlier. But I feel like it's affected me a little bit sales wise. So I think if you can push yourself.
So what would you say are 3 tips that you can give people? I mean, you kind of have said some already, but 3 tips of if they want to start doing Facebook parties, start doing Facebook lives, what are 3 tips that they can do to help them to be successful? Stay on for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I think the algorithm is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still not even where I want to be that way. I have women in my upline that they have hundreds of people watching them. It's just them working their algorithm, going live consistently. I think being consistent is the biggest thing. If my women know I'm on every Tuesday, I don't change that unless I absolutely have to. And then I make sure I private message people. I would say getting people on. My very first live, I was scared to death, and I'm not afraid of people or anything like that. But I remember crying to my daughter. She just put my makeup on. I was like, I don't know if I could do this. It was scary. But once I did it and realized the energy that it brought to me and the joy, it was awesome. Getting people on is so important for your algorithm and just for your own energy. I think it helps. And so even if people don't buy, just having them support you. So I make sure I message people 45 minutes before my show. Anybody that's ever been on my show, I have in my messenger, and I just send a generic, I'm live in 45. A lot of your customers want to get on. They get busy and they don't remember. So I think reminding people, I think you have to make it about the people more than any money you earn. I swear to you, the first several months, I didn't make a penny. And it was because I was paying for everyone's shipping. And I was, oh, that broke, let me give you a free piece. I was just doing all I could to make people happy. And I still, to some degree, do a lot of that just so everyone knows I care about them. I think you have to look professional. I think if you look like you just rolled out of bed, no one's going to stop and look at you. And so you have to, if you're trying to get new customers, you have to look professional. I have professional lighting. And I think that matters to people. So I think that's important. But on the other hand, I think you can't take it too seriously because you are live and you're going to make mistakes. You're going to say things like what I just did this last week, where I wished this girl's daughter that had just gotten on for the first time a happy birthday, said, everybody wish her happy birthday. We're so glad you're here. And 10 minutes later, I was like, she ordered something and I said, oh, your name looks familiar. How do I know you? Everyone's like, you just wished her a happy birthday. So things like that happen, and you can't take yourself too seriously, and you have to be willing to be normal and be a person, because let's face it, we like people that, we might look up to a movie star, but in general, we get along best with the people that are real. I think that's important. So have I already covered 3? I don't know. I wasn't very good at
that sounds great. I love it. And I really agree with you with the looking professional, because I've seen a lot of people sell paparazzi and do lives and stuff like that. And the ones that look professional, when you said that, I was like, yeah, that's right. The ones that they look professional, their lighting looks good, all of that. Those are the ones that I stop and I'll watch and see the things that they have. But the ones where it's really dimly lit and they look like they roll out of bed and stuff like that, I'm like, you don't know what you're doing. So I just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have to look like you know what you're talking about. So whatever you're selling, if it's nutrition and you don't look like you take care of yourself, people aren't going to take you seriously. And I have some people above me that do a lot better job than I do in so many ways, but I just decided, I am who I am. I'm not going to, I don't have plastic surgery or anything. I can't change who I am right now. You can make yourself look as good as you can. And that's really all that matters. You don't have to have an image. You just have to be able to look good with who you are. You know what I mean? As the best you can. Family picture ready is what we always call it. Just be family picture ready.
I like that. That's a good tip. Good tip. So Andrea, if people want to get connected with you and maybe watch one of your 4-hour lives, where's the best place for them to find you?
You have to stay on the whole time. My mom can't. My mom's like, okay, love you. Goodbye. She supports me, but she can't stay on that long. It's just on Facebook. So my personal profile is Andria True, SWAINTREU. And then my business page is Blings Come True, TREU.
Cute.
With Andrea. Yeah. So that's my Facebook business page. So if you like and follow that page, you'll know when my lives are. And sometimes I go on my personal profile. Sometimes I go for my business page. So it just kind of depends, but
thank you so much for being on here today. This has been so fun.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. It has been fun.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Okay. Thanks. See ya.